Hello. Hey.
Hey. Hello, and welcome everybody to our very first Teen Takeover night.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
we are super duper excited to be up here with you guys and to make this our first official Teen Takeover. How you feeling?
First official.
This is our first official Teen Takeover. So to get things started, I'm gonna just introduce myself. My name is Kalia, and I am 17, and my partner here.
Jaimir, and I'm also 17. And we're going
Yes,
to do a little bit of introductions because the last time we ran into a little bit of technical difficulties.
a little
We
bit
want
of
to make sure
technical
y'all know
difficulties.
exactly who we are.
Yes, definitely. But before we even bring anybody else on, I would just like to welcome everybody to the Clever Communities in Action page. And we are your virtual village 2020 influencers.
Baby.
So we are going to give the youth voice, the youth perspective, make sure that you guys are engaged with us, that we are engaged with you guys. So without further ado, like my partner said, we are going to redo some of our introductions because last time it was a little bit of technical difficulties. And of course, we're going to start with the best group,
Okay, so
Team
mine.
and no. Team Angelou, which is my group. I am the team lead, so I'm gonna bring up my teammates. Hey guys, hey. So this is Team Angelou. Um, I'll start by saying I'm the team lead. Again, I am Kalia. I am 17 and I attend Heritage High School in Newport News. I'm a student, I'm a senior. I graduate this year, class of 2020. Whoop, whoop. I'm a dual enrollment student, so I finished most of my senior classes my first semester, and then my second semester I enrolled into Thomas Nelson and completed some classes for my freshman year of college. I'm an advocate. I advocate for gun violence prevention, economic justice, juvenile justice, criminal justice reform, just a big host of things that plague Black youth, especially. I've spoken in numerous places around the country, just spreading the word, spreading the voice of the youth, and making sure that youth voices are heard. And that's just a little bit on me, and I'll pass it to my teammate, Trinity.
Hi everyone, I'm Trinity. I'm 16 years old. I go to Kempsville High School. I am in 11th grade. I play tennis at Kempsville. I also dance on the side. I am a part of the Black Student Union at my school, and I aspire to be a pediatrician, and I plan to go to a HBCU. I just don't know which one yet, but that's the plans, and yeah. And I pass on to Q.
What up, what up, what up? So my name is Q. I'm part of the best group led by Kalia, of course. Team Angelou. I ain't gonna flex too much though. So I'm 17 years old. I am a senior at Lansdowne High School. Same as Trinity, I'm on the tennis team. Let's see, I do DECA for my school, and actually, this year I got first place districts. Fell short in regionals, but it's all good. For the community, we had Black History Month decorations at my school. You know, I helped out, decorated, made posters about Black figures, things that that could uplift the people in the school environment, help inform everybody. And not only that, I helped out with our African American Male Summit, which is like this annual thing held throughout Virginia Beach District. And it was like a fun experience. My first year I went just to go. My second year I went. I helped out with everybody. Great opportunity. And that's a Kalia.
All right, so as I said, of course, I have the best team, Team Angelou. Thank you guys so much for reintroducing yourselves, and I am going to take y'all off and bring up the next team led by my partner, Jamir.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, so now we're going to introduce the best team. Team Angelou is great. They're lovely, but Team Beyond the Book is phenomenal, and I'll leave it at that. So I am Jaimir. I'm the team lead for Team Beyond the Book, and I'm 17 years old. I'm a graduating senior at Great Bridge High School, where I'll be attending the illustrious Howard University in the fall as a legal communications major on the pre-law track. A little bit about myself is that during high school, I served as class president and I did a student congressional debate, where I was a regional champion in the last competition before COVID-19 took away our season. As for community service, I've helped out on quite a few political campaigns for Delegate Clinton Jenkins or candidate Lynn Myers or candidate Les Smith, who's running for city council currently. And it's really just been a great thing to just be involved in the community. And also, I'm a member of my local NAACP branch, the Chesapeake NAACP. I want to thank them for pouring so much into me. I love it. And I want to pass this one off to Paul.
Hello, my name is Paul. I am 15 years old. I am a sophomore at Grassfield High School. I run track. I have a YouTube channel. It's slowly growing. In a couple of years, I plan to have over 1 million subscribers. I make amazing content for other people to view on, and I hope to inspire the youth to do the same as well and follow their goals. And I also dance and I make art. And that is all for me. And I will pass this on to Ayana.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ayana, and I am 16, and I attend Booker T. Washington High School. I currently go to Governor School for the Arts for the theater program, and I plan on attending the illustrious Spelman in 2 years to major in criminal justice for those who have fallen victim to the unjust criminal system and have been wrongfully incarcerated. I served as a house page 2 years ago up in Richmond, and I'll pass it back on to Jamir.
Thank you. And a little bit about Team Beyond the Book is that the name comes from the fact that the Clever Communities in Action is a nonprofit group based in Norfolk, Virginia, with the goal of reading culturally affirming literature for Black and African American youth. So that way we can make sure that the next generation is represented well, both in the literature they read, but also that their minds are cultivated. And with COVID-19 taking away many of our physical interactions, we wanted to go beyond the book and be welcome into your homes with this live stream here, which is what Ms. Starr and Mr. Rodney have done. And we want to thank them for embarking on this mission and this goal to instill such pride, joy, and literacy into the Black community. So just a shout out to our sponsors and our mentors for that one. And like I said, Team Beyond the Book is the best team. And to keep on a little bit, the purpose of today will not only be our Teen Takeover night, where we speak on a myriad of issues regarding COVID-19 and the quarantine on students, but Mother's Day was this past weekend, and we wanted to give a definite shout out to all the women in our lives who greatly impacted us.
Yes, as Jamir said, first I wanted to go back to how he said Miss Starr and Mr. Rodney gave us this amazing opportunity. So big shout out to them for letting us leverage our voice on their platform and spread it to so many other people who otherwise wouldn't have heard us. And as Jamir said, we wanted to give a special and big shout out to all of the mothers out there. We want to give a hand clap to y'all, and I want to bring out the rest of the team as we talk about Mother's Day. Definitely. So as we said, Mother's Day just passed this Sunday, and mothers have play such an integral role in our lives. They help us, they nurture us, they guide us to where we need to be and what we want to be in our lives. They motivate us, they support us, they inspire us. So we wanted to make sure we took a moment to recognize mothers and all the great things that we do. So for a little icebreaker, a little activity, and everybody watching can join in and comment down below. If you could describe your mother in one word, what would it be? I'll go first to give my team members some time to think, some time to ponder, and to give audience members some time to comment and think about if you could describe your mother in one word, what would it be? So to start, if I could describe my mother, I would describe her as a leader. The word I would use would be leader. And I chose the word leader because my mom is so many things. And I feel like the word leader is synonymous with so many things. A leader must possess so many qualities in order to lead people effectively. Like they must be resilient, they must be determined, they must be active, they must be nurturing, they must have tenacity. So If I could describe my mother in one word, it would be leader, because it encompasses everything that she is. And I'll pass it to Jamir.
Okay. So I would describe my mother in an unorthodox role, and I would say that she's a gardener, in the sense that she does have this garden that she is growing now in the backyard, and she sort of like has me watch over her plants from time to time, but also in the sense that she's a very nurturing woman, and what she's poured into me has definitely been one of the most beautiful things that I'm truly grateful for. And I say my mom's a gardener because she really took her time while she was raising us, and she still takes her time, and the attention and all of the love that she's poured into me, and just watching her meticulously and fearlessly combat the world and make sure that her children would be straight, while also coming in and instilling in us a sense of pride, a sense of love, and a sense of joy that I don't think I'll ever experience again, except from anyone except my mom. I love you, mama. That's all I'm saying. And I would say my mom is definitely a gardener for the way that she's raised me and allowed me to grow into a better human being as a better man. And I hope that I'm just the best son that I can be to her. And I pass it off to Q.
All right, so I would describe my mom as being providing. So I see my mom work crazy hour shifts, do what she got to do to provide for her family, and I really like look up to that. And I look up to that because not only will I be able to I'm able to observe her and to take what I learned from her and put it into my everyday life. I can use it for future references when I have my own family, my own wife and kids. I'll be able to see how she worked and grinded for her family, and now I'll be able to do it with my own family. So I'm very grateful she installed that in me. And with that, I'll be passing it on to Ayana.
So it's hard to describe a mother with just one word, but I feel like my mother is very loving. So loving encompasses a multitude of qualities. And is strong yet gentle, quiet and loud. And I can definitely attest to that. But I think just just overall, loving is just the best word to describe her. I'll pass it on to Trinity.
One thing to describe my mother would be that she is very hardworking. I say that because one, she just graduated school, and I'm very proud of her for that.
Okay.
She's always been there for me. She's always pouring everything into me. She's always got to do what she has to do to make sure I'm straight and I'm okay. And she always puts me first more than she puts herself first. And I love her for that and for everything that she's done. And I pass it on to Paul.
And of course, the youngest go last. So I would describe my mother as supportive. I use the word supportive because there are all the ideas that I have. She would be the one to give me feedback and how it's a good idea, or give me the honest input that I need. And she loves to see people strive for their goals and likes to help them build on their goals that they're set on. Such as me with YouTube, she has helped me a lot with my ideas. She will sometimes help me behind the scenes and then help me generate ideas. And I use that as a way, it has impacted me because I like to help people and I like to see them strive for their goals. And I try my best to give my honest opinion on what they think. And so I thank my mother a lot for that.
All right. I love it. I love it. So we're going to get to some of these comments because our viewers have been very interactive. So
Fearless.
Denell Parker says her mother is fearless. Darnell says amazing.
Yes.
It really is. We're so proud of them. Thank you.
Communities.
Inspirational. Definitely. My mom is a big inspiration. Definitely. Mr. Rodney said we may retire. Resilient.
That's good.
Resilient. Powerful and mighty. Definitely. My mom is a powerhouse.
Amen.
Another resilient.
A lot of resilient Black women out here. We really appreciate y'all.
Yes, very much. Wow, a gardener, great analogy. Shout out to Jamir for doing that great analogy. That was dope. One word to describe my mom is tough. Definitely. It's not too bad. All right, Jameer, Mama shouting you out. Okay. They said this team takeover is on point. Thank you. Thank
Yes,
you.
yes,
Good
yes.
job. It starts out, okay, our services are no longer needed. Hey, hold on. Welcome, influencers. So wonderful to have you lead us this evening. Thank you. It is our pleasure. Congratulations to Trans Mom.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Yeah.
All
right. This is my favorite show. We hope so, Miss Dog.
right.
All right. So next we wanted to talk about just how important mothers are and how they guided us personally. So our next question would be, how has your mama inspired you or fueled you onto the path that you are taking right now? So how has your mother guided you into the path that you have taken now, whether it be academically, whether it be in your career, whether it be in your service, just how your mother guided you? I'll start. Without my mom, I really wouldn't have taken the track that I am on now as far as being an advocate and being so involved in my community. Just a little background on me. My mom lost my father, and I lost my father when I was 1 year old. And she took that pain that she felt with losing her fiance, and she transformed it, metamorphed it into something so positive. She took her passion and she made it into a whole entire organization, and that helped me to share my story and become comfortable with what happened. And it helped me to use my voice to help others. Children who were feeling the same way, who were going through similar things, cope and get through those situations. So without my mother, I wouldn't have had the ability or the wherewithal to go out there and share my story and help others. So my mom definitely contributed to everything that I've done. And I'll pass this over to Ayana first.
Okay, so I feel like my mom, she's very influential and inspirational because, like Trinity's mom, she graduated a couple years ago, and just being able to see her like maneuver her way to be able to do homework, complete tests while in college with 4 children, that's very inspirational. And on top of that, she's always been the person to guide me and help me do what I love while also, helping other people at the same time. So it's kind of helped me develop a passion for helping others. And so that's kind of influenced me to become a criminal justice lawyer, when I become older. So I thank her for that. And I'll pass it on to Jameer.
Hey, I'm gonna pass it right off to Q real quick.
I love this, man. So like I stated earlier, my mom, she's a grinder pretty much, she's a grinder, and I love it. And she put that in me. So I got to grind, and not only for my family, but for whatever I do. And this, in this internship, I got to grind. In my life, I got to grind to get what I want. And I'm glad my mom instilled that in me. And so pretty much I'll use that from now on throughout the rest of my life, and I'll teach it on to my future little Dixons, and so they can pass it on to their other family. It's going to be great. So now I pass it on to Paul.
All right. So as I said before, her support that she has given me has helped me become the person to share it to others. So I'll often support others' ideas and help them reach their goals. And I just love the way that she has been an example for me. So, and that's all I have.
He got some more.
That's basically it. I already said it before. So I'll pass it to Trinity.
Okay. My mom is very inspirational, and she always influenced me. She always instilled in me day one that I can do everything through Christ that strengthens me. Because going to school for 8+ years, that's not going to be easy. But, she's always pushed me to be hard, to do what I got to do it. And I'm going to do it right. And she's always been very influential in my life.
Beautiful. And I guess now that leaves me. So I would say something that I've learned from my mother would definitely be to just continue to get through it and to always move forward, and that progress will be inevitable with me and my family. So I would definitely say that the motivation and the drive that's gotten I've gotten that from my mom, and her style of parenting was that she's always let me be able to explore on my own without being confining or constricting. Now, there are some instances where she is a little bit of a helicopter parent, and I got to remind her that I'm 17 and I'm about to leave. But for the most part, she does give me a lot of my own leeway, and I really appreciate my mama on that one, and just allowing her and her allowing me to explore my own life and make sure that I don't have too much on my plate, but also make sure that I'm able to eat is something that I really appreciate from my mom. And like we said, that the purpose of Clever Communities in Action is to have culturally affirming literature. So, what better way to kick off our first teen takeover than an homage to Miss Maya Angelou from Even the Stars Look Lonesome? And it's her, and it's just an excerpt from it, and it's entitled Mother and Freedom. And we just wanted to give a special thank you to the mothers out there. So I'll begin with reading this one. She stood before me, a dolled up, pretty yellow woman, 7 inches shorter than my 6 foot bony frame. Her eyes were soft and her voice was brittle. You're determined to leave. Your mind's made up. I was 17 and burning with passionate rebelliousness. I was also her daughter. So whatever independent spirit I had inherited had been nurtured by living with her and observing her for the past 4 years. You're leaving my house. I collected myself inside myself and answered, yes. Yes, I found a room. And you're taking the baby? Yes. She gave me a smile, half proud and half pitying. All right, you're a woman. You don't have a husband, but you got a 3-month-old baby. I just want you to remember one thing. From the moment you leave this house, don't let anybody raise you. Every time you get into a relationship, you have to make concessions, compromises, and there's nothing wrong with that. But keep in mind, Grandmother Henderson in Arkansas and I have given you every law you need to live by. Follow what's right. You've been raised. More than 40 years have passed since Vivian Baxter liberated me and handed me over to life. During those years, I have loved and lost. I have raised my son, set up a few households, and walked away from many. I have taken life as my mother gave it to me on that strange graduation day all those decades ago. In the intervening time, when I have extended myself beyond my reach and come toppling Humpty Dumpty down on my face in full view of a scornful world, I have returned to my mother to be liberated by her one more time, to be reminded by her that although I had to compromise with life, even life had no right to beat me to the ground, to batter my teeth down my throat, to make me knuckle down and call it uncle. My mother raised me and then freed me. And now, after so many eventful years of trials, successes, and failures, my attention is drawn to a bedroom, adjourning mine, where my once feisty mother lies hooked by pale blue wires to an oxygen tank, fighting cancer for her life. I think of Vivian Baxter, and I remember Frederick Douglass's mother, enslaved on a plantation 11 miles from her infant son, yet who, after toiling a full day, would walk the distance to look at her child, hoping that he would sense a mother's love, then return to the plantation in time to begin another day of labor. She believed that a mother's love brought freedom. Many African Americans know that the most moving song created during the centuries of slavery was and remains, "Sometimes I Feel Like a Motherless Child." As a mother and a daughter myself, I have chosen certain songs and poems to take to my mother's room, and there we will laugh and cry together. I pray I shall have the courage to liberate my mother when the time comes. She would expect that from me. Maya Angelou. And that right there is just a little bit of an appreciation to the mothers in our lives. We really thank you. We really thank you. We really appreciate you.
Definitely, definitely. So, Jamir, you have got these comments raving, okay? You have these people in the comments going crazy. So, I'm going to try to see if I can get as many of them up here as possible. We got I love you. We got such eloquent speakers. You all are amazing. Thank you. You all are making me smile. You all are amazing. Keep shining. All of you are doing great. Thank you, Miss Star. Thank you. Got some hand raises. All right, all right.
Crazy.
We are here. We are here. They're doing amazing. Articulation. Yes, he was pronouncing them words for real, for real. He did good. I love the way he reads. Such passion. Thank you for the poem by Maya Angelou. She's one of my favorite authors.
Definitely.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. So we've had a good Mother's Day appreciation. We've had an excellent reader come on. Thank you again, Jamir, for reading that for us. And it's such an amazing perspective. Even though it was written from Miss Angelou as a daughter to a mother, him reading it as a young Black male just gave it a whole new spin on things. So I thank you again for that. So we have a surprise for you guys.
What's the surprise, Khalil?
So we're going to have a brief intermission, but of course, our intermissions aren't going to be boring or bland.
Never that.
We are going to showcase talent on our intermissions. And what better way to do this than with one of our very own team members? So, which team member you guys think it will be? Which team member do you guys think will showcase some beautiful talent? I'll let you guys have a moment. I'm kind of stuck myself.
I don't know who it could be.
I don't know.
Everybody's talented. All of y'all are just blowing me away. Like
some of these comments got some hundreds.
Hundreds.
Beautiful. I just quoted her today about thriving with passion. Great job, Jamir.
Amen. Miss Angelou is definitely one of the literary giants in our culture.
Definitely. Such an eloquent speaker. The group is awesome. I'm glued. That is our goal. Keep y'all glued to the screen, engaged. Love hearing your voices and feeling your love for the moms. Of course. Of course.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you. It's just, I'm still stuck on who it could be.
I see that art, Paul. Okay, Paul. Okay, That's what people thinking is you. That's what people thinking is you. Hi. Hello.
How you doing, Miss Basie? Talent
during the intermission. Y'all have thought of everything. We tried to encompass as much as we could. We want to make sure that all aspects of the youth are shown and appreciated. So without further ado, we're going to bring up our talent. So Jamir, I'm sorry, it's nothing against you, but I'm gonna have to kick you off real quick to bring up the beautiful Ayana. Hey, I think your mic is muted. I think you are muted.
Hello.
Yeah. Hey, Ayana, how are you feeling?
Good.
So I'm going to remove myself so they can fully grasp what you are about to do. And before you start, what are you about to do?
Okay, so it's 3 songs in one. And so the first 2 I created myself, and then the last one's a surprise.
Wow. So we have somebody that is a songwriter. And what instrument will you be playing?
The piano.
A pianist. So I'm going to remove myself. I'm going to stop talking. And Ayana, you have the floor.
Thank you. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the song.
my goodness.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Okay, so I don't even know what to say at this point because girl, knock my socks off. Wow. Okay. I don't even know where to start. Let's start by looking at some of these comments because you not only got us up in here riled up, you have the comment sections going crazy. We got a yes man.
Yes,
We got a
ma'am.
shout out to Trinity. Shout out to Trinity. All right. Piano, that's great. Love it. It's a little hot in here. Got to calm down. Play that like Aretha Franklin. Nice.
Whew,
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Thank you.
So much talent wrapped in these young bodies. Yes, only a sophomore and you playing the piano like that. I can only imagine when you get to be a senior like me, what it's going to sound like. Good job on the keys, young lady.
Thank
More
you.
pianos.
beautiful.
All right. Her eyes. Whoa, you got all these comments, girl. Ayana, you are Black excellence and beauty. And that Dr. Dre, she took it back. She took it back. Love this.
That was beautiful.
Claps. Ayana Keys, love it. I love it. Phenomenal. Woo. Goodness. Encore. Beautiful. You rock. Ayana, wow. We want more. Piano playing. Girl, you got these comment sections blowing up. So just a few questions. Ayana, how long have you been playing the piano?
So I started playing in 4th grade. And then I took piano lessons in 4th grade. And then I took a break from piano lessons. And then I just continued self-taught.
Self-taught?
Yes,
you said self-taught. So those 2 songs and Dr. Dre, you taught those yourself? Like you taught them to yourself?
Yes. So the first 2, I created them. So back in 8th grade, I had to do a song, Rise Up. And so I created my own intro, which was the first song you heard. And then the second one, I just created that out of creativity on the keys. And then the last song I learned on Monday.
I'm sorry. One more time. When did you learn that last song?
Monday.
Yeah.
She learned one of the most influential pieces of piano in American history.
On Monday. It is Wednesday. Wow. So we have an amazing self-taught pianist here. Thank you, Ayana, for sharing your wonderful talent with us. I'm blown away, Jamir. I don't know what to say. I'm
speechless.
I can't even put into words how amazing that is.
3 songs.
Like Dr. Dre.
She had 3 songs. One is a classic, and the other 2, she said that they were just her own inspiration.
So not only did she write songs, she learned one in like 2 days.
Talent, just
natural ability. Got to drop the mic on that one. So we're going to segue into our next topic, which is something that a lot of people have been talking about, especially with the condition that we are in right now. Of course, we're going to be talking about COVID-19 and its effects on students. We are all trying to adjust. We are all trying to move and navigate through the challenges that this new pandemic has put on us, especially. So first up, class of 2020.
Okay.
You know, the best class, the last best class. Just had to put that out there. The class of 2020. We're going to bring up our other senior friend. Hey, Q, how you doing? Class of 2020.
2020, best class, like you said. I see my future 2020 vision.
Yes, but we are also a unique class. We're probably going to be a class that goes down in history as the seniors who graduated, but we didn't. So how has COVID-19 affected you guys the senior year? Anybody can start. Just how has COVID-19 put a kind of damper into you guys' senior year?
How hasn't it?
That's the better question. That is the better question.
Because I know for me, my last day of school was March 13th, and my prom was supposed to be a couple days ago. So fortunately, I was able to go to prom last year, but I know a lot of people who haven't been able to go to prom. And So COVID-19 has derailed that aspect because it's supposed to be the magical night where you just go out and it's one of the last hurrahs you have before graduation. And I feel bad for the people who spent money on prom. I know a lot of people have dresses, or a lot of girls have dresses out there that they can't wear or they think they can't wear. And there's also the aspect of really just it's a real gray area because you had your eyes set on walking across that stage, getting that diploma, hearing your name being yelled by your family members, and they're supposed to wait to the end. And then, nah, we might have a Zoom call for graduation, but the whole allure for everything is just gone. It's just so I would say it's derailed that whole second half of class of 2020.
For me, this COVID-19 situation really, it kind of just hit, honestly. Like I stated earlier, I played tennis on the team, so I don't get my little senior night where they call my name. I walk with my other friends, Jimmy and Christian, and we just sit back and like talk. I miss that out. I miss walking the halls. Like Amir said, this might be how my graduation might be like. I'm just sitting here behind a computer screen. So, it kind of hurt. Like I said, it's just a tough time, but, we just got to endure to the end.
Yeah, so what everybody else said, I don't even know how to explain it. Like Jamir said, my prom was supposed to be May 1st, so I sat there and I watched that day come and go, and I have a dress sitting in my closet that was just staring at me that whole day like I was supposed to be shining. That was supposed to be our day to be the best looking that we've ever been. Graduation is out the window. Essentially, we have like a couple of more weeks until our graduation was supposed to happen, and a lot of school districts are moving it towards virtual graduations, which is cool because they still want us to have a graduation, but it's still in a sense that physical moment of walking across the stage, having everybody cheer you on, having everybody commemorate these 12, 13, however many years we've been in school. This was supposed to be our last hurrah, and that's up in the air at the moment. And then trying to get all of the people who are in places of power to understand the importance of senior year, trying to get them to understand how we feel, the pain. Of course, our hearts go out to everybody who is affected by the pandemic, but our senior year is gone essentially. And it also plays into our freshman year of college. We are seniors, and we've all made the very, very big choice of going to HBCUs. I want to lift that up. I will be attending the illustrious Clark Atlanta University, hopefully this fall. Jamir, I remember you said yours. Can you say it one more time for us?
Illustrious. Keep in mind, the illustrious Howard University. Howard had that first.
Y'all cool. Y'all know what I'm saying. But no, I said Clark. So where it's at. Q, where you going?
Obviously, the best HBCU in the United States. The best one down south, dirty Louisiana, the Grambling State University. I will be attending there.
Okay. So we got Clark Atlanta, Howard, and Grambling State, and we might be attending those amazing institutions online.
Don't do that.
That's gonna
just
hurt
had
my
to put it back in reality for us. But we're looking forward to those HBCU experiences, those homecomings, walking around campus, being in an environment where it's a whole bunch of Black faces that look just like us, pursuing degrees, being excellent, all the internships, and all of that is just up in the air. So COVID-19 has put a huge dent in things. Also, COVID-19 has brought forth a new challenge, something brand new, something that we're all not used to, even though we grew up in an age of technology. Online schooling. Online schooling is something I never thought it would be. I thought it would be easier than having to wake up at 5 a.m. But honestly, I'm going to bring up my other team members because we all can talk about how online schooling has been such a new challenge for all of us. So, I'll start with our youngest, Paul. How has online schooling affected you? Yes, you. How has online schooling affected you as a student?
Well, it's been hard to stay motivated due to all these distractions that I have inside. like constant people barking around the house, and then just all of this work coming in. Well, I personally cannot say that I have a lot of work because most of my work is given to me on Monday and then is due the next week. So I guess it's pretty chillax for me. But for other students, I bet it's different because they get way more work than I have. So that's basically it. I like to give this to Ayana.
Oh, did I know you were going to do that? But I feel you. Like, as far as the stress goes, I really thought the work was going to be easier. But no, I'm getting more work than I actually do in school, which is very surprising. And like you said, it's hard to stay motivated. So, I mean, I try to wake up early in the morning and tell myself I'm going to get certain things done. And then distractions come and they don't end up getting done like I wanted it to. But I have to just kind of focus in on what I have to do and make sure it gets done because summer's almost here and we'll almost be free. So I can pass it on to Trinity.
Online school is hard, but it's not like, it's extremely hard. I mean, some of my teachers are giving extra work that I'm like, we didn't even get all this work in school. So it's not still all that difficult. But I'm also worried because am I going to have a senior year? Like, I'm worried, like, am I going to have my senior year online also? Like, I'm still worried about that. I'm still scared. Like, okay, y'all seniors, y'all didn't have a senior year, but am I going to have a senior year? Like, I need one too. But yeah, and Zoom is difficult and all teachers make it mandatory, but they up there for like 5 minutes. It's a mess.
I'm gonna drop my little 2 cents about this online schooling because for me, Kalia and Jameer, like we said, we're seniors, and like the other three said, there's distractions. So when we're mixing these distractions with senioritis, it's like a horrible combination, and it's not working. It's not it, Like my friends are telling me, "Hey, watch this show," and I was like, "I got homework," but it's like, I'm gonna go ahead and watch this show instead of doing homework. I'd rather pick this one. I started picking up Fortnite not that long ago. I've been trying to see what the wave's about, and so I'm like picking all these things out of the homework, and it's piling up on me. But I'm gonna get to it eventually. But I'm gonna get to it.
To go off of what Q said about senioritis, as a freshman, I was motivated. I was there. As a sophomore, I was motivated. I was there. As a junior, I was motivated. I was there. And then I walked in them halls as a senior, and I looked around, and I was like, we can coast a little bit here. We did it. We did it. And then, but I was still trying to get my work through. And then they said, you don't even have to go to school no more. Just turn in the work when you need to. And I was like, okay, so now it's on me completely because senioritis it's been sneaking up here and now. But I will say one thing: it teaches you discipline in a sense of we are about to graduate soon, and this will be our lives on those campuses where there's not going to be a mandatory class. There's not going to be anybody waking us up. The work will just have a due date, and we got to make sure we get that done so we can get those 4.0s. But I will say the motivation does dwindle, especially when the end goal for senior year has just been greatly mitigated by coronavirus, and it doesn't feel as sweet anymore, knowing you won't be able to like put on your cap and gown and have that like graduation party where your aunts and uncles and your grandparents, they come and they tell you, "I'm so proud of you, you did it." And so it's weird. It's a weird situation we're in. And I've been blessed where my workload hasn't been that strenuous on me. But I do think that, and y'all can speak on this too, but I do think it really depends on the teacher, because I know a lot of teachers have given more work than before. I know Trinity says something of that sense, where teachers give a lot more work than they were used to. And right now, this is a week of AP exams. Typically, well, for me, the week of AP exams and like 2 weeks before that, it was all about review. So there was no work being given. It was all you were given time to study. You were shown, like, your teacher was there to help you out. So if you were struggling on a certain aspect of the exam, or there was something you didn't know, you could ask your teacher, hey, can I get a little bit more help on this? Now it's like a lot of teachers, they see the AP exams as something that can coexist with a bunch of work they're given. And I know a lot of my friends, they was not with it. Like, they was sitting there like, I can't do AP exams and study for the final and also keep up with 100 questions of homework. I can't really do that. That's not working for me in my life right now. And when you compare that with like the Zoom calls that are mandatory, I know there are a couple teachers out there who said that we need you to wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning. You need to put on your Sunday's best, because while you are at home, you are still at school, and we need you to just sit down there and do everything like it would be in a classroom. So I would say we need a lot of teachers who are understanding that this is a new experience for the world, and education has to change, and concessions must be made, because a lot of students, well, first off, if we're going to have virtual education, a lot of people don't have access to a computer or even internet. So that needs to be made. And a lot of people might not have the best living situation at home for them to get their work done. For instance, I know someone who there's one computer in their household and they have multiple siblings. So they have to turn their work in late because their brothers and sisters have to get their work done off that one computer. And they even emailed their teacher and they're like, I'm sorry for turning the work in. It was very humble about it, saying that just the situation that I'm in is confining, and I need you to understand that there's a limit in the way, but the work will get done, because we're talented, like, and not just the class of 2020, but all the students in America right now. We're talented, and the work gonna get done, but we just need people to work with us on this one, because it's a brave new world for all of us right now. And I'll pass that to Kalia then.
Wow, Jamir said a mouthful. He said everything that I was about to hit on and more. But going back to how online school has affected us, as I said, I was a dual enrollment student. So I signed up for early college hoping to get a pre-college experience, learn how to walk around campus, learn how to navigate, talk to my professors, learn about office hours and all those great things that come with college. And that was cut short. So it kind of took away from the effect that I expected early college to have on me. Also, having to take my first college exams, having to study, having to do these college classes, basically teaching myself, was also quite difficult, as Trinity brought up and as Jamir emphasized. Zoom calls are something that quickly had to become my best friend. It was teachers requesting us to be up at 9 in the morning, even though I'm at home, so my sleep schedule is gone. I'll be up to like 2, 3 in the morning because I have nothing else to do, and then having to follow up and be up at 9 in the morning was not the wave. So online classes has brought forth a whole new challenge, a whole different breed of problems that we were not expecting. Another thing that Jamir that brought up was crucial. The importance that school had in so many other aspects of life other than just education. Getting work turned in has become a feat for a lot of kids because some people don't have Wi-Fi. Some people are working off a hotspot or local libraries, and a lot of local places are closed. So it's hard to get and work online when you don't have access to the internet. A lot of kids banked on school as a safe haven. Some people's home life isn't as stable as we would love them to be. And so school was that safe haven. School was their escape, and they weren't able to get that anymore because of COVID-19. Also, even though I had the pleasure of being able to joke school breakfasts and school lunches because they were gross to me because I had other meals at home, it was a lot of students that banked on those school lunches and breakfasts as their only meals of the day. So having to adjust to those challenges, making sure that all the kids are still getting the nurturing and the nutrients that they need while not being able to physically go into a school building has been something super crazy, something new, and something challenging that we've all had to go through. So even though we've had the luxury of having to be like, oh my goodness, I wish I could just turn my phone off. I'm tired of these Zoom calls. I'm tired of these Google Classroom notifications. It's some students that haven't had the same luxury. So we would like to shout out to them during this hard time. Also, a lot of us in the audience and on this platform right now have siblings. And although we love them oh so much, we love them so much, having to be their teacher, and their older brother and older sister has played a huge, huge challenge, a huge block into lives. I'll start first. I have a 5th grader who is a preteen who thinks she knows more than me. And so having to be a tutor, be a teacher, and still be a sister, still give her that guidance. She's going through puberty. She's kind of scared for middle school. She doesn't know if her 6th grade year will be online like her 5th grade year was. So trying to help her stay calm, trying to help her navigate through these new challenges as becoming a middle schooler and completing her 5th grade year has been difficult. At the beginning of quarantine, I had her and also my 3 younger cousins. So I had a 1st grader, a 3rd grader, and a 5th grader in a different school district. And me and my mother had to be teachers and teachers' assistants, trying to make sure that they were all on the same page, trying to make sure that we were teaching them in a way that was beneficial to them. Because even me at 17, as my mom as a full adult, we had to dumb down things that we know as second nature to get on their level and to make sure that they were receiving the curriculum that they needed. So that has been super, super duper challenging. I would like to give a huge shout out to the teachers out there, because I do not know how you guys do it. I don't have the patience to be one. Big claps to the teachers out there, because you guys have an amazing amount of patience, because not only are you dealing with us and our attitudes, you're dealing with the attitudes of parents and administrations and all the pressures that everybody puts on y'all with little pay. So I give a huge shout out to those teachers. I'll pass this on to Jamir. How has online schooling been with siblings?
It's been a struggle. I mean, like, my siblings are younger, so I have a sister who she's in the 1st grade right now, and then I have a little brother who's 3 years old, and getting them accustomed to like working online has really been a challenge for me, because I'm on the way out, and they still have like a decade plus of work still, so the mindset is real different, and I had to teach myself a lot of patience when it comes to this, because some things, like as a 17-year-old, you just understand things that a 7 and a 3-year-old don't understand. So trying to get them to understand really is a struggle, because like, and my sister's really great with this, where she'll understand the work and I don't really have to hover over her. I just had to make sure that I just go over it a little bit and make sure that she gets it and she understands it. But now is really smart. The struggle is a 3-year-old. He a different breed, because he, like, you would think that like he would love to like trace and just write and understand, and no, not at all. It's just sometimes he don't want to work that day, and I want to make sure he doesn't get behind the curve. So I'll try to like, well, you sure you don't want to do this one? And then he'd be like, no. And then he'll get mad at me because he don't want to work, and I'm mad at him because I got to make sure he got to work. And it's a weird thing to be 17 years old and you arguing with a 3-year-old about why he has to trace the letter A for 30 minutes. It's really been teaching me patience. And shout out to all of the teachers who work with young kids. You are appreciated, you are seen, and your job is probably one of the hardest in the world. And I am so grateful that hopefully the schools will be open and he can just go back there. But I know someone else here has siblings, and I feel like Paul has a lot to say about this topic here when it comes to younger siblings.
I sure do. Okay, so I'm the oldest. I have 3 younger siblings. The youngest does not like to get up. Well, they all don't like to get up, so that is my job in the morning. I have to wake them up and get them set for their online Zoom calls. And so what they will always do in the morning is argue with me when I try to wake them up. And so they would just fight me off and then go back to sleep, and I have to wake them up at a call at 9 o'clock. And then they would just sit there and look at me in my face and say they don't want to do it. And then my parents get mad at me because I don't wake them up. So that's just one of the issues that I have. And then they don't pay attention during the Zoom calls. They're never focused. Well, they're focused at times, but then they would just argue on how somebody's making too much noise in the background and how they're not able to focus. And that's it. I'll give this to Ayana.
So for me, I think it can be a struggle at times with these online classes with younger siblings, because my youngest sister, she's 10, and I have to practically bribe her to do her homework. So I'm like, okay, please go sit down and do your homework. And then she never wants to do it. And so that can be a challenge, to kind of get them focused while you try to focus as well. And then also with the younger siblings, whenever I'm on Zoom calls, it's like, can y'all be quiet? And so that can be a little challenging. But overall, it's something I'm learning more patience with.
Definitely. So as you guys have heard, we've had to do a whole lot of adjusting, trying to take care of ourselves and also take care of our younger siblings, especially as seniors. I know trying not to have our senioritis rub off on our younger siblings who have 6, 7, 8 more years to go has been extremely challenging, because even though I can buck off on a couple of assignments, you guys can't. Like, y'all have so much more to go. So thank you guys so much for giving you guys this input on everything. Thank you. So I'm going to try to get as many of these comments as I can, because boy, have these comments been booming. These comments have been going crazy. So I'm trying to see where I left off at. Hold on.
Take your time.
All right, here we go. Let's start here. COVID-19 haven't stopped you guys from shining. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Dixon.
Digital homework gap is real. That digital homework gap is super real, because some of my friends have been saying they be getting 1 assignment a week. Some of my friends have been saying they be getting 7 assignments a week. And it's just like we're all trying to balance this out while also staying motivated within the constraints of our homes. Proud of them all. Thank you.
Drop your 2 cents.
Drop your 2 cents then. Yes, Q came and dropped a bomb on us. 5-minute Zoom calls, they are real. The teacher will come up there and tell you, make sure you check Google Classroom and then leave. It's really real. It's really annoying. I promise. You're up at 8 in the morning just for them to tell you to do something you were going to do anyway.
And it's mandatory Zoom calls.
It's mandatory. Like, it's a grade Zoom call. Like, that's crazy. Better get it. Q, love your honesty, son. Q was blatant, real thorough with it. Q is taking a stress reliever.
I think we gotta need that during this time.
Say it, Jamir. Yes, Jamir was preaching.
Thank you.
Love it. Aiming for a 4.0 and nothing less than greatness.
Exactly.
Strive for greatness.
The bar is up here.
Yeah, just got to shoot for the moon so that even if we fail, we land on the stars.
Proverb.
I'm mad at you, Q. We all need a stress reliever somewhere. Jamir is hitting a lot of great points. Seems like you're being rushed through some of this. Definitely. We're being rushed to go nowhere, essentially, because graduation and stuff, like Jamir said, our finish line is not as close as we thought it was going to be anymore.
I don't even know if we have a finish line at this point.
I'm saying we're just running with no end. Tell it. Teach. Exactly, Jamir. We do need to be understanding of what you all are dealing with. I thank you so much for highlighting that point, because especially when this first rolled through, when Governor Northam first released the message that schools will be closing, it was crazy because 2 days before he released his official message, my prom dress had came in the mail. Then 2 days after that, he was like, oh yeah, schools, no more of that for the rest of the year. I was like, oh wow. Okay.
I mean, so you can always wear a dress sometime on the show.
Definitely. We're going to have a virtual prom up here.
Thank you, Mr. Starks.
Great job by everyone. Thank you. Most definitely, this is relatable. Jamir, you are so wise beyond his years at 17. I wish every teacher could hear you. Make sure you guys share this so that every teacher can hear us. We appreciate y'all. Oh my goodness. I definitely took y'all for granted. Definitely. I did not realize how hard you guys' job was until I had to teach one myself. Thank you, Jamir, for giving a voice to the voiceless.
Thank you,
We take our hats off to y'all. You've been forced into what may become a new normal, at least for a while. Be encouraged. Imagine working 8 hours, chauffeuring a team, and taking online classes. You all can do this. There is plenty of support for you. Thank you. And shout out to all the mothers and fathers, grandparents, aunts, and uncles who have been doing online classes while trying to parent us, especially us as teenagers, because we are a handful. Shout out to you guys. Love this truth being shared. Gotta tell it. Kalia, tell it. Thank you. Just trying to spread the word. I really commend you guys. I'm in the same boat as far as the classes and hardships, but we've got this.
Yes, we do.
For real.
Show must go on.
You guys are speaking of some real issues. What she said, powerful. Thank you. Nurturing plus nutrients equals knowledge. Definitely. Ayana bribing kids, too funny. Q, you just have to worry about you. You're welcome. Oh, you feel put out there, Q.
It's glad to see something.
Wow. We applaud the youth. You are amazing. You are assisting in this area. Shout out to the t-shirts, birth certified and quarantine sanctioned. Yes, definitely. Q, hold up. You don't have to worry about dealing with a younger sibling, but you still not doing your work. LOL.
Somebody got Q in trouble with this one.
It's on your head tonight. You guys are a beast. Thank you. All of you will do amazing things in life.
Thank you for that.
So it's getting close to that time where we got to wrap up. Thank you all for coming. Thank you guys for staying tuned this whole entire time, listening to what we have to say. I appreciate everything you guys have been doing. Thank you guys for supporting us on our very first Teen Takeover night. Make sure you guys like, share. Make sure you guys spread the word. Make sure more teens are up here. We need as much input as we can get. Thank you to our fellow virtual village influencers for sharing their input. We love you guys so much. Got to give us a hand clap for that one. But before we wrap up, as everyone knows, Clever Communities in Action is centered around literacy, and not only literacy, culturally affirming literature. We are trying to become a part of the literacy gang. We'll be slowly inducting ourselves into the literacy gang. We are trying to become one of you guys. But without further ado, we're going to have my co-host here close us out with some literary work. Jamir, you have the floor.
Thank you. So, like we said, we're trying to induct ourselves in literary gang, and I'm trying to fast track myself. So, before like we said, this is a Mother's Day celebration as well as our first official Teen Takeover night. So, I just wanted to read this last poem by Marie Evans entitled "I Am a Black Woman" to give a special shout out to all the women out there, but especially the Black queens out there. And here we go. I am a Black woman, tall as a cypress, strong, beyond all definition still, defying place and time and circumstance, assailed, impervious, indestructible. Look on me and be renewed. And that's exactly how we feel with all of these strong women out there. It is definitely a revival and a renewal of not just emotions, but wisdom and so much love. And I just wanted to just bestow that as a partial gift and a belated Happy Mother's Day gift to you all from Virtual Village 2020 and the influencers at Clever Communities in Action. Thank you all for being with us tonight, and shout out to the Virtual Village.
But hold on. Before we leave, did y'all get into these shirts? Hold on.
The shirt.
Hold on, because I don't think they saw the branding here. We are so thankful for Miss Star for not only giving us these shirts, but giving us this opportunity. Thank you. Yeah. And with that, we'll leave off. You guys have a great night.
Have a great night. It was great to be here.